Good day, everybody out there. Hello, hello, hello. It's a beautiful week with us again here at Upper Reporters and Talks, the program where we discuss and give our unbiased and unreserved opinion in issues affecting the social, political, and economic welfare uh, of Nigerians across Nigeria, connecting Nigerians home and abroad. Um, Today is the 16th day of September 2024, and we're in the studio for our 58th edition or 58th episode of the program. There are exciting topics, yes, very exciting topics on ground. And uh, before I let you know the topics, before we go further, I'd like to introduce myself as I do as usual. My name is I'm a regular host and moderator Obizo J. And on the other side of my screen is my host, Upper Reporters. Please, Upper Reporters, let us hear from you.
Yeah, my country people, I greet everybody today now. That will get the my picking up reporters at the journal from Japan, where my host they join us from Texas. Well, I not get much to talk about right now. I will quickly give the mic back to my host. But before I give on the mic, make una thumbs up for YouTube, subscribe, share for your friends. For Facebook, follow us, subscribe, and share and comment. For Twitter, follow us, repost, comment, and share. And for Instagram, do the same. Follow us, like, and share to your friends. As the matter be so, make I quickly give on back to my host. My host, thank you.
Thank you very much, my host. Appreciate your introduction. Yes, as it is, before as we go further, we have to talk about the topics on ground. Yes, it is getting heated up in those states as elections are nigh. Um, we have um, we have 5 days to the D-Day, and the polity or the people are being heated up. There are hot topics on the hour. But for us, for today, from us, as it is, we're going to start with Edo elections. Is peace or war? 2024 Edo elections. Everybody's asking, why is it being tensed up? Is it peace or war? Elections are not peace or they are not war. Elections should be elections. There's nothing about peace or war about elections. These are my own point of views. EDO GUBER. Police withdraw Orderlies from Oshiomhole orders. Well, um, I don't understand. Um, the funny thing to read on the media, where police withdraw Orderlies from Oshiomhole and others. Nobody will rig us out. We will protect our votes with our blood. Edo PDP or PDP from Edo State. Edo government begs international communities to prevail on Tinubu to allow free, fair election. Well, elections, free and fair. When do we get there? These are questions we keep asking based to elections. Everybody wants to have a free and fair election until they become head or are in charge of the process. Um, Together we are unstoppable, Okpebholo says after Shettima's visit. Together we are unstoppable, Okpebholo says after Shettima's visit. Well, these are the trending topics on ground. As we proceed, more would come. But as we have it on the on the news desk, like we always say, we are back in the studio for a beautiful episode of the program. And as it is, We have a few days to election. The rules are basic: 3 minutes or 4 minutes. My host, please you help me with the timing and the timer. 4 minutes for submissions in the studio, 2 minutes for people that will call as the number has been put on the screen. Callers will not exceed 2 minutes, and submissions from the studio will be 4 minutes. Yes, as we go further, we start with the topic on government removing Orderlies from Oshiomhole and others. What does this imply? What does this mean? Upper reporters, I always do this. I always go to you first before I go to others. Please let us share a bit of your submission or a bit of what you think about these headlines.
My country people agree to now. My host, not go fit to talk now because I on the backstage work, but I will quickly say election will be done or die. We gonna cast now vote in peace for my Prevail candidate. We gonna go house in peace. Those men are friends and not get die for their war. I beg. I don't understand where other state men and political actors study act like lions and the tigers. For the both end, none of them they do well at all. Both Oshiomhole, Obaseki, yeah, in the same boat. And so I say, my host, over to you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yes. Well, as it is, okay. Let me move to other panelists in the studio. If I don't know if you have worked on your if you have worked on your microphone.
Yes, I think it's okay now because I went out and
Okay,
I
thank
came
you
back
very
in.
much. Yes, thank you very much. Well, as it says here, it says the police, not the government, sorry, police withdraws Orderlies from Oshiomhole and others. We don't know what others are, but I think they talk about other government functionaries or other government politicians. Say police have withdrawn their Orderlies from them. Is this how do you take this? Is this a form of is this trying to let us know they are neutral or what? What is your stake? What is your submission on this?
Thank you very much. Thank you to welcome to the panelists and our viewers all over the globe. I didn't quite understand. I saw it on the news too. I read it on the internet, but I didn't quite understand the rationale behind withdrawing security details of Oshiomhole, and it's not quite. They were not, explicit about the news. They just said Oshiomhole and others. They didn't mention the names of the others they are talking about. But I just feel it's a kind of gimmick, a kind of political gimmick or maneuvering to be able to remove the security details of the people they are targeting. I think Oshiomhole is just he's a former governor. He's entitled to his security details. He's a serving senator. He's entitled to his security details. I see no reason why the security details should be withdrawn because every one of them is vulnerable as we speak. They are very vulnerable, so anything can happen. You see, the Nigeria government officials, including the police, they don't think of the implications of what they do. They just behave anyhow. If anything happens to Shomole, I think that will be a big blow. Even if I don't subscribe to his kind of politics, that would be a big blow to Edo State and to the whole country, and that one can set the country ablaze. So I don't see any reason why his security details should be withdrawn, and all the other people that they have not mentioned to us, they should tell us the names of the orders they are talking about, so that we know how to address the issues. They have even removed the security details of the whole state. That is the vigilante. So I don't know what they have in mind to do. Look, there's apprehension everywhere. Like I said, I belong to the platform from Amagba. Those people, they have been very, very helpful in policing or keeping peace in Amagba community as a whole. So they were made to hold a meeting yesterday, all the landlords at the Amagba town hall, for them to be able to fine-tune the way to maintain peace. And there was robbery in one of the houses. It was a reckless abandon, because there was nobody that could stop there. That was about 2 days ago, because these people, they are handicapped. They were asked not to perform their duties as vigilantes. So it's a very big problem. So I don't know why they are playing with the security situation of the entire state, because of just this staggered election we have in the state. I would like to leave it here, since you have not mentioned any other issue. Thank you very much.
My host, you mute. You are mute.
Oh, I apologize. Sometimes I don't want to. Yes, as it is. It says Oshiomhole and others. I don't know. Honestly, the media says others. They have not broken it down. But the deputy or the AIG, the DIG, he said 48 hours to the election. I think he's talking about top political functionaries in Edo State. But according to the statement, the governor and his deputy will retain theirs. The security operatives of the orderlies of the governor and the deputy will still be with them, but all other politicians or all other stakeholders will have their orderlies withdrawn. They don't want police partaking in any of the security movement or security activity around these politicians for 48 hours before the election. I think they'll be reinstated afterwards. Maybe they are trying to do this so people don't use police intimidation as supposedly politicians are supposed to go to their hometown to vote. So if you are going to your hometown, that is you are supposed to do the vigilante style. Your people, you are going home. Your people know you. You know your people. Why are you carrying a policeman? You don't actually really need a policeman to go there and start helping you fetch water or wash your car. Probably that is why they are plugging them out. Well, that's my opinion from the little I gathered. But let me ask others. Let's make it brief so that we can go. It doesn't. It's still confusing. The reason I ask the question is because we like to know more. We like to know more about the underlying orders. Mr. Osa, are you there? Mr. Osa, are you there? Please, I need your attention.
Hey.
Hello, sir. Yes.
Yeah, Obiso, can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Oh, great.
Loud and clear. Please, I'd like to know your submission on this matter, on the topic as it seems. What do you think?
I have no idea why that is. I can only speculate to say perhaps they don't want anyone using, apart from the governor and his deputy, and I even wonder which of the deputy that would be. That's an aside. And the deputy having police protection during that period. But one would have thought a senator should be allowed. I understand taking off the police from the contestants, because the news that I read said that Monday and Ashway would not have police orderlies or protection during that period, during that election period. So one can understand that. However, what are these are VIPs, so to speak. So what now happens? Are they going to be left by themselves because we no longer have the ESN? I don't know if that is still if they are back to the field. Even if they are back, would they be even be allowed to come out that day? I doubt, because they should be exercising their franchise. But again, the police know best and they know better, so we just have to trust them on this occasion. That's where I will leave. Again, before I leave, has this ever happened before? Has there been a situation where police orderlies will be removed 48 hours before election, or is this the first time?
Well, when it comes to removing orderlies, I think I don't know about Edo, but I know yes, yes, it has happened before. I can't remember. Yes, there have been stories where orderlies were pulled out from
VIPs before election, 48 hours before election.
Before elections.
Okay. If that has happened before, then it's not we
It's
shouldn't
not
be
a new,
surprised.
not a new one.
It's not a new. It's not a new.
The only reason why such a topic is flying or it is being on the news is why is Oshiomhole included? Why is his name? Why is his name as front on the front lines? Oshiomhole is not in the ballot. Oshiomhole is
he
not
has
the
been
only
the front runner.
senator. He's not in the ballot. He's not a senator. He's not on the. He's not on the list.
No, he is a senator. He's a senator, but
he's not the only senator.
No, but he's not the only
what
senator.
About, so are they going to remove Nedaz? Are they going to remove Senator Nedaz orderlies too?
Well, I think the reason I would say this is media frenzy. It has nothing to do with what the police have said, because even the news itself says Oshiomhole and others. So there may be others, but because Oshiomhole is more in the forefront of this election for APC, that's why the name is being in the news more than others. So the media will always come up with something that's sensational, so that we can talk about it. If Oshiomhole's name wasn't there, we wouldn't even be talking about it now. So that's the thing. They give you something to talk about and put a big figure there. Yeah, that's just the media thing. That's how they play. So it's okay.
It hasn't happened
It's okay
before.
if it's been done before.
It hasn't happened before, Mr. Obizoje. We haven't heard of it before.
Really?
But they can remove the security details of some people when they fall out with the federal government, but not like these senators that we have now, like ordinary people that are not in that category. Sorry, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much for educating me on that. Okay, maybe the time all these were removed was on a different notes, not regarding elections, because I know there were times I can't remember the reasons, but
okay.
All these were removed.
If that hasn't Obizo, then if that hasn't happened before, maybe perhaps police the MPF need to give a bit clarification or context as to these are the reasons why we're doing this. In that same news, it was also said by the police that those state borders will be heavily guarded or monitored. So I think they are preparing for, perhaps they have information that we don't have, and so they are reacting to that. They are being proactive. Let's look at it as a plus for the police, that they are being proactive in this instance rather than being reactive.
Okay, thank you very much. Let me go to another person. Yes, let's go to another person. Let's make this snappy. Mr. Joe, are you there? Do you have anything to say on this? If you don't, let's just make it brief, and because we don't have so much details on it, but it has to be. Mr. Joe, are you there? Okay, I'll call you twice.
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Okay.
Yeah, good evening, all. I just hope. Can you hear me?
What's your submission on this topic?
My submission is that first of all, good evening, all. My submission is that I think if the General today is saying the truth, that's fine. It might just be propaganda as usual, just to deal with other people and all that. I hope it's true what he said. If they are removing for somebody, it should be everybody, not one particular. The majority is somebody has a big name to deal with other people as well. I think they have a way of doing their things in Nigeria people. I don't trust them for anything. We just hope it's true anyway. That's all.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Let's go to Concord. Concord, do you have anything to say? It can be brief. Can be 1 minute.
Not on this topic. I wanted to ask if you guys are aware of the INEC returning officer to Edo State for this election.
Yes. Okay. I'll come to that. Yeah. Thank you very much. I like that. Thank you very much, Mr. Concord. Mr. Igbe, it's been a while. Are you there? Okay, Mr. Igbe.
Yes, sir. Good evening.
Good evening, my brother.
Good evening, everybody. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear.
Yeah, good to sharing now. Banana.
Can you hear me? I'm here. Okay, good evening, everybody. I miss you guys. Kennedy.
My host network is an issue.
What your yes, but I can hear you.
Yeah, but go ahead. The network is okay now.
Yeah, I can hear you clearly. So
go ahead.
Well, I would advise okay. First of all, it's not new. Usually, if you follow the elections in Nigeria, 24 or 48 hours before election, they usually withdraw police from most key actors and the VIPs. They're not even supposed to be moving around after campaigns and all that. Because sometimes, from my own experience, these guys will be moving with their police from one unit or the other. They use it as cover with their sirens and all that. You remember in 2016, the former governor that led PDP campaign in Edo State, they removed his police from his hotel and all that. There was a saga or something like that. So it's not new. I remember this big politician in my area during that last election too. They did the same thing because sometimes these guys abuse the power. So the police should know better. So I don't think I should even be debating on this issue because the likes of Oshiomhole and all that, he should go to his village after the campaign, 24 hours to the election. He should stay in his village and all that. You don't need to move around with your police orderlies and all that. Police has a lot of work to do. They should man our borders, our polling units so that there won't be crisis and all that. If you're giving these guys protection, what about the ordinary electors that will come out to vote? So we don't even have enough police officers on the street, like we say. So I think it's a very good one, at least. That's just my humble opinion.
Yeah, my host.
Host, are you there?
I think.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Igbe. Yes, I think some people's network affects our network, so it becomes. Next we have on the list, we have Mr. Tupo. Tupo, are you there? Can you unmute for a minute and give us your submission if you have any?
Yes, good afternoon.
Afternoon, my brother.
Well, like I said, we have not really dug deep into the news, but there's something I appreciate the submission of Osa, which was very unbiased, because the first thing is that Oshiomhole is a former governor and also a senator. So I don't. There's official orderlies that follow them, either one or two. The others can just be gotten by way of one thing or the other. So if I want to use the case of hello, sorry.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Yeah. So if I want to use the case of someone like Donald Trump, who was a former president and was tried to be and was an attempt on his life was made, what will you call that? Because a person like Oshiomhole, who has once in time sentenced people to death as a former governor, you cannot tell me that you want to leave him to hang to dry. So I don't know what the rule is, but I know definitely campaigns end like I think 2 days to because they can only take off your security when campaigns are over. So I don't know when the campaigns are ending. It's supposed to be like 2 days to the election. So if it has ended, and then everybody expect everybody to be back home. But then when you say you withdraw it from the aspirants, I don't think I don't understand that kind of security they want to operate. Except they are going to be staying at maybe 100 meters away from the candidate, because that would be very risky for any candidate to be attacked at this time. I understand that in the person of Barrister Aswe, he could also hide under the convoy of the governor, but likes of Akpata and the others, you cannot risk them, essentially what happened when the orderly of Okpebholo was shot. That bullet would have moved 2 feet and gotten Okpebholo. So I really don't know what they intend to do, but if the police are up to the task to guarantee security across the state and also protect these, I won't call them VIP, these people who are running for office and people who are also holding mandate for the people, there is also need for you to protect them, because when it comes to a former governor and also a sitting senator, there are some pluses that must be added. So whatever happens, let's hope that it's peaceful, nothing happens, and then we can praise the police and say, okay, they did the right thing. Even at that, I think they should still ensure that even the voters should also be protected. So that's my own for now. Okay.
Thank you very much for your submission. Yes, you have given us your own part of this, your own part of the reasoning. Now I was thinking, okay, now you have enlightened me again on this part. Well, let us go further. Mr. Osazuwa Agbontine, you are next. Are you there? Please unmute yourself and give us your submission if you have any to speak on this topic. Okay, he just got disconnected. Can you hear? Okay, yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you loud and clear.
Network issue from his side.
Yeah, I think maybe it's the phone network. He should come in. He can come in again. Okay, while we wait for Mr. Agbontine to come in, is IK King, please unmute yourself and give us your submission. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. You see, withdrawing the police only from key players in this period of time, it's of two ways. Some people may see it as a wrong move, while others may see it as a right move. But for me, I will believe in the judgment of the police in this regards, in the sense that they are not just police because we want to call them police, but they are police because they have gone through training and they are security experts. So they know what is best for the people at this point in time. You know, we shouldn't forget that some persons were complaining that some people are using police to harass and oppress and do all manner of things to some other persons, which maybe they are trying to, bring a kind of balance and a calm to those kind of claims by withdrawing police only from, let me say, VIPs in this contest. So for me, I trust in the judgment of the police and let the police do their due diligence to make sure that the election is free of every form of violence. Thank you.
Okay. My host, your network is okay?
Okay, yeah, thank you very much, Mr. King. Yes, Mr. Agbontine has come back. Please unmute yourself and
I don't think the security structure the police is trying to use it should be a big of a deal. They work with intelligence. Maybe they're trying to minimize electoral violence or whatever it is. They just leave it for their better judgment. Hope and pray that everything pans out right. So I don't see it as an issue. It's been time immemorial that police can just withdraw or change whatever details they give to VIPs or individuals. Maybe they require manpower resources, to man the units and the various hotspots. Maybe that's why they did what they did. So, but let's just be hopeful and see how it plays out. So that's my take. I don't think it's has anything to do with individual priority. It just has to do with the manpower and resources they require for adequate monitoring of the election or policing the election. So yeah, that's my take.
Thank you very much. Yes, thank you very, very much. We have I've had different submissions on this matter. Everybody has given for and against, or we're all speaking the same on the same channel. But police officers are supposed to go with civilians. When are we going to stop that? When is that going to be a thing of the past, where the police who are supposed to be there to serve and protect everybody equally now has a selected piece of work, now have selected duties. The policeman is no longer in the station. He doesn't have a cop car. He sits in the Land Cruiser of Nigerian like him. He holds a firearm round the clock and is used to travel every part of the country. When is it going to stop? Is that how we are going to continue?
Mr. Moderator, if you are this is just you're just going to go around the circle in this. Whatever you are saying has no it will have no bearing or in the Nigerian system. It's the standard operating procedure for
Yes.
you know what I'm saying is that in a normal society it's not supposed to be that way, but we live in a normal society. We don't live in a normal society, or we don't operate in a normal system.
That is what I'm saying. Yes, we think these people go through a process, they go through a system, they go through a constitution. They say they're organized, they have a body of a government. But why is ours? If we have a proper if we are using a proper template, now we are photocopying, now we are doing copy and paste, now we are doing expo, we are using a template from a system that is working.
It's more of a constitutional failure. Hence, they keep saying we need community policing, not just state police. All of us living all around the world. There's let me use the American instance. We have city police, we have county police, we have state police, we have federal police. So policing is not just reliant on the federal system. That is hence, but everybody, if we bring up that topic now, where the police can be decentralized and aside, everybody will be up. Those against will be more than those for, because everybody sees it as, oh, the governor wants to use the police to serve his purpose. The local government chairman wants to use the police, mayor wants to use their police to serve their purpose. So no, but it's something that is a very volatile topic. I don't think maybe after this whole electoral process is something maybe you can use as an entire topic to deliberate on. If you open that kind of form.
Okay.
I just want to respond in 1 minute. You see, when we talk about police following people in Nigeria like this, and some persons, especially those of us who are in the diaspora, tries to condemn it, we are not being fair to people who are back home, in the sense that we must understand the kind of society that we find ourselves as a people. And we must also understand that the elite in the society are practically the target of the hoodlums, whether we like it or not. And again, we are in the diaspora. In the diaspora, you will see a police officer with just a pistol on his waist. They don't go around with AK-47. Are we not going to use that one as a standard to say, oh, Nigeria police must not carry AK-47, when we understand the kind of terrain that we live in? So, like I said before, police work based on intelligence service. And when you are in the hot spot, you need to act in that regard. It's not just maybe they are doing it for fun. Nobody would want to go about with security here and there. It is cost effective on people. But the kind of environment we find ourselves have made that has made that a topic that we now discuss every now and then. And again, many times we say, oh, in Western world it's not this, oh, in Western world it's not that. We must understand We as a people, we must carve out our own system for ourselves. We must not emulate the Western world in every little thing. So let's not be using Western world as a setting standard on certain things when we understand the kind of terrain that we are living in. You know, the Western world that is having maximum security today, it took time before they could be able to build it. You understand? Even as we speak today now, we that are citizens of Nigeria, we are not even patriotic or have any sense of respect for the police. Police will come to ask you for a document. You see people harassing police, see people arguing with police. Do you see that in Western world? How many persons have talked about Nigerians harassing police, but it is only Nigerians that take police as a special security that we see to talk about. So if we must talk about this thing, we must talk about it holistically so that it will affect all our sundry. Thank you.
When you are making your statements, at times when we want to sound off as intelligent people, a system, are you saying that we're still in the dark age? Is it not the same system? You only replicate a system that works.
Thank you. Like, I don't understand, man.
You only replicate a system that works. So when you want to be sounding off, some people, what are you talking about? What did you just say?
Observation, moderator, observation.
Me, I got observation too.
Before you guys make the house rowdy, there's something that we must. I don't know if we want to deliberate on this security issue or if we have other topics. But if we want to talk about this issue, we must understand one thing: the IG does not have the right to withdraw the security of the governor or the senator. It's a constitutional demand that when somebody attains an office, an orderly is given. Where the issue is this: you can see a governor now moving with 300 policemen. Out of that 300 policemen, the only official one assigned to him can just be one. So the IG can go ahead and remove 299, but that one that the constitution grants you on attainment of that office must remain with you. It's your body. It's saddled with the responsibility of protecting you. That person, those senators, those representatives, those the people who have become candidates, they all have that security. All of them, whether be it one or it, I know they must have one. So even when Fayose was crying foul the time they withdrew all the security, he was still standing with the police officer while he was shouting at me severe pains. They can do everything, but that responsibility of ensuring that person is secured must be there as long as you have gotten to that echelon of life. So the police can be removing all those ones that they carry to back up their criminalities, but at that level, there's always an officer. Even for a permanent secretary, there's a police officer. We all grew up in Nigeria and we used to see it now. Like, as a governor or whatever, you have your orderly. It's there, it's official, it comes with the office. It's not, one IG cannot just wake up. Are you trying to tell me the IG will just wake up and withdraw the presidential guard? It's not. So they withdraw only those extras.
Exactly.
Deploy
And
them
then again, just to add to your point, most of all those policing issues that we have, it has to do with the police policy of it. It has not, even in this country that I live in, where we always cry, oh, police mistreatment, or police did this, police did that. But there's still a standardized police practice. When you don't train men properly, you throw people and give them uniform and you throw them to the street. You don't do training, you don't do proper orientation of them.
Nigerian police are properly trained.
Okay, if they are properly trained.
Don't worry about that.
Wait. They are properly trained. They will be carrying. Wait, can you let me finish? They properly trained police. Anytime I come, police carrying handbag for people, doing high service.
It's part of the training.
Not part of the training.
Yes.
Please hold on, guys. Please,
Let's
we have a caller. We'll get to that. Gentlemen, please, we have a caller. I hope you guys can hear me. Caller, please say your name, tell us where you're calling from, and give us your 2 minutes submission. 2 minutes. Upper reporters, please.
Thank you. My name is Mr. Mori. I was trying to join the show, but there's no room for me. I will hang up. But please, I want to say this. My greatest concern is when the oppressors among us, the victims among us, we have victims of the system that is not working. What are the oppressors among us are more concerned about the oppressors than the oppressed? I see my heart bleeds when I listen to young men. When I listen to young men who are Nigeria for one reason or the other. Maybe Nigeria has happened to them one way or the other, but it doesn't happen to them, but they are pretending. Somebody is defending the system that is not working. And it's defending, it's on the side of the system that is not working for the people. You will do it, and they will do everything. They will go to any length to justify the evil perpetrators in our society. Who are the rulers of our society? My brother. No, see, I don't begin to see. I don't know. This program does not belong to me. Can we begin to do this differently and see if we can change the narrative? From the old order to the new order, to the Nigeria of our dream. Not defending evil, not defending what we know. We are somewhere, we are enjoying it. There's something that is making us comfortable where we are. And we will come online to educate people, but because we are APC, because we are PDP, we come here with the mindset that we are doing politics. The same old politics of our enemy,
You have 30 seconds to round up.
of our forefathers and put us the way we are.
Make your point.
Somebody is asking me to do on that, man. It's already concluded. There is a situation where the commissioner, the president, and the cousin of the relative of who has promised to cause havoc in the PDP state, the government state.
You have 10 seconds to round up, Mr. Kola. My host, Mr. Kola, time is up.
Okay.
I think it's a concluded issue. And people are here, listen, you say what it
Mr. Mori, Mr. Mori, you have exceeded your... Mr. Mori, you have exceeded your time. Thank you very much, Mr. Mori. Do what you can to come into the studio. I appreciate your call. Well, thank you, co-host. Thank you, my host, for giving us the time calculation. Well, with that we have several topics coming in. Let's not go back into the police and the kind of handbag, as Mr. Bonta has reminded us, or Mr. Tupo has said they carry those bags are part of the training, or carry the umbrella for a senator or the chairman of a political party. Well, those are the things we see, and some people say these are normalcy from where they are. Some people do not see it as different. Some people say the elites are the target. So we are I don't know if those people are the targets. That makes us part of the criminals who target the elites. So the elites need police. We don't. It's best we fight ourselves to death. Then the elites get protected by the police. If an individual is given a police, then every Nigerian should be given a police, regardless of anything that they are saying. The police is to serve and protect. It's not Edo police, it's not Lagos police, it's not political police, it's not church police. It is the Nigerian police. And as it is to serve and protect the people, not the Edo people, not the FMI people, or any specific people, or the elite people. So when we come sometimes to speak, we should remember what we can leave on ground for our children to hear. Those are the things that I beg. It is good to just say it the way you want it. But sometimes think of it. These things that I'm saying, what will my children say when they listen to me after 10 years? Well, that is not, we have spoken about those topics. Now we are talking about, there's a complaint from the PDP about the Edo REC. REC, I don't know the real REC is from INEC. They say the Edo REC, by his name, Onubum Onoha, is the resident electoral commission in Edo. He has been assigned for the forthcoming elections. The PDP is crying like a baby about it, that INEC should have him removed. But INEC has come to say he has been assigned and he has been assigned. And there are rumors going around, there have been agitation, there have been complaints that this guy, I don't know if it's the picture he actually gave to be used for his news, or people have said that he's related to the former governor of Rivers State. It's election period, a lot of stories have. I don't know why they say I don't know. People are, is it a form of distraction? Now, okay, they said he has close ties with Wike, Nelson Wike. Wike is a governor of the state. He was formerly, I think, he went up the ranks, SSG, all those things. He has many ties with people.
Moderator, it's just good to stick with. You brought up a topic. Sorry to cut in. They said the residential electoral commissioner has been there. It was on channels on Friday. That was his channels on Friday also. That Wike said the guy is his cousin. That's his first cousin. It's not speculation. He said it on there. That
no, but did Wike say the channel? Do they have a recording that Wike says his cousin?
Yes.
Or then,
it's on channels. Watch show Okpebholo's show on Friday.
YouTube, sef.
You watch out. He said it's his cousin. That the guy has been there for a year.
Wike wan mess Obaseki up, period.
It's not that. Listen now. So they now ask Wike a question, which borders on, oh, did you influence his appointment? Now he answered them. If you know influence the person appointment, who want to influence? Who know the influence the people on? It just so happened that even if he goes to Zamfara, he will still do his job. That's what he's talked to. So my thing is, if you want to bring up this topic, you have to, let's not be speculating or doing hearsay. The clip is there. Maybe if you want to push it for another time, people will watch it and have their own take on it, rather than us just doing hearsay, or it will just be rowdy. And I think that subject of the INEC electoral commissioner can be pushed further the line. Maybe there are more pressing issues. And I know I just concluded watching what's it called? I saw on channels political now today with Sheon. He just finished an interview on there like 40 minutes ago.
Is it for internet? Oh, okay.
Moderate observation.
Yeah, Mr. Okay, but I've heard your submission. Thank you very much. Mr. Concord, what do you want to say? Yes, go ahead.
In addition to what that my brother just said, regardless of the fact that the clips are there, in a country like that, if things are really working perfectly well in our country, just that statement alone, a sitting minister saying such statement, I don't understand. First, he would have been.
Did the candidate of PDP emerge? Was it not
Mr. Tukpo, please, I know say you know my person, man. Make I talk with you my mind on this particular one.
Now 1 week remain for Basbus.
Personally, that guy, INEC that one alone wish INEC to take and come on from there. I brought somebody to this forum one time. The guy did Nigeria and a very, very, in fact, in a very, very close person to APC guy when they run. And there are some talk when people go talk, you go know, it's okay, these people, okay, invest money for APC for Edo State because he may go APC. And all this is what we do, more not surprised, it will be like Kogi State. They don't already write a result come aside for the your score results. Everybody will say, oh, it don't happen. The next thing when you hear, they'll say, go to court. You understand? But my point is that if really, we really believe, say, we want to take this state or the country to the right track.
In 2020, and they were saying Wike they come Oclair Road. You didn't say this. Now the Wike has become a bad person.
You see,
Mr. Tukpo, I give you the floor. Mr. Tukpo, I give the floor for you.
Can I say something?
No. Don't say anything. Nobody says anything. When the person is speaking, you people go after the person. When I calm down. So not saying
But
why
I'm
I
not going
don't.
after Concor. I
No,
want him
let
to
him,
just
let him allow the person speak
get
because I
some
can see that.
understanding of what he's saying.
Yeah,
If
well,
it's good for the
let
goose, it's good for the
let him,
gander.
let him speak. It's not about Goose and Ghana. Let him just speak for Jesus' sake. It's his opinion.
And let Wike have his say also, for Christ's sake.
We can have had the
Because he
say.
helped in
People
2020
are
to
reacting.
deliver this
To
government.
me, what we can say
Nobody
is,
was angry. Everybody was praising him. Now
and
it's not
But
working.
Wike did
Everybody's
not do
crying.
Wike did not do any magic in Edo State. Wike did not influence the election in Edo State. Wike did not come outside publicly to say I'm influencing this person. Wike did not say those things in the last election. So we should not compare apple and banana together. Wike did not do those things. But for a sitting Senate, a minister coming out in a national television saying such word, come on now. We should condemn that kind of thing.
Yeah, Mr. Kopa, I want to say something, please. Is it a new thing where you have people in according to somebody has called them the elites? Is it a new thing for those people to come on camera to say anything they want?
Atlantic stuff.
But in 2024, Mr. Moderator, in 2024, we should, even though they say it, but we shouldn't congratulate them, or we should condemn them.
No, it is when we have
them.
When we have some people that applaud them. That is what, if these people don't have fans, they won't continue their ways. It is when you have people cheering them, that's why they continue. That's why when anytime certain people see microphones, they turn to freestylist.
No, you are totally correct. Is it the same
videos go to media to praise them? So why are we expecting anything different? Why are we expecting eye-checking is not your turn? Calm down. You want to talk about everything? Calm down, please. Somebody has raised his hand. It's also at one time. There's a chat. Please. You all want to calm down, man. Please.
Mr. Moderator, in conclusion of what I was saying, if you also look at the video, I tried to send you that video. I tried to download it today. A video, I think it was Benin Airport or something like that. You could see mobile policemen behind this young man. Young man speaking in that type of tone that is just waiting for so and so time to reach. Obaseki, if I catch you now for this airport, I go for kill you. Now maybe the last speaker of the national ruling will use. And there was mobile police behind this guy, and somebody was saying that, and you could see the crowd, according to you, the fans, saying this young man up. I mean, come on now. We should, especially we in diaspora, regardless of the party we belong to. I said it at the beginning of this podcast when we started it, that we should put our state first. That is the main important thing, because some of these people, we are Beninese, we are Edo people. In one way or the other, we are related. If you go back to history, in one way or the other, we are related. This could be our cousin somewhere. You know, we shouldn't. I will not sit down in my house in DFW and be watching those kind of things and be clapping my hand that, oh, APC, yeah, PDP, oh, and at the end, all these people, they will do their time, they will all leave, and our grandfather, our brothers, our sisters will still be suffering in the state here. Thank you very much, Mr. Moderator.
Thank you, Mr. Koko. Okay, we have two people that have their hands up. Mr. King and is IK King and Mr. Sazwa. Mr. IK King and Mr. Sazwa Bonta. I don't know who is first. IK King.
Moderator, I dare here.
Yeah, we hear you. I will come to you, please. Just let Mr. IK King give us his submission.
You know, if I want to raise my hand, I will always open my video so that everybody will see it. Now, you see, when I hear PDP supporters or Aswe Ighodalo, because those that are supporting PDP, they say they are not supporting PDP, they are supporting Aswe Ighodalo. Let me take it from them. When I hear them crying foul on certain things like this, it pains my heart. You know why? There's a video circulating now where Governor Obaseki said that the election will be do or die affair. Nobody has talked about that. But you are quick to make reference to a young man who has no power to mobilize anybody, saying that if I catch Obaseki, I go do Obaseki this, I go do Obaseki that, an individual. But you did not talk about the man that has the power to do and undo in the state. Power of incumbency. Open his mouth to say election is do or die. And this is not the first time. He came out a few months ago saying that if they arrest his boys, Nigeria will burn. He will lead it and he mean it. None of you are talking about that one. But you are talking about a young boy speaking at Unibank Gate or the airport. You see, if we must speak on this issue, we should be truthful to ourselves. Let it not look like maybe we are not trying to be using political affiliation to judge matters. It is very painful when we begin to look at things in that perspective. Moving away from there, you see, we are talking about how a Wike cousin or Wike brother or this. Now, the question is this: when is it a crime that somebody who is in the seat of power cannot have another person who is related to him to do something or to be attached to power or whatsoever? And we forgot that Hillary Clinton, the wife of the former president of America, was also in power. So what are we talking about here? Oh, because it is Wike now. When Wike said in that same interview that I'm coming, when Wike said in that same interview, excuse me, sir, let me finish.
Every time, go time, let me you should round up. It's just 4 minutes. It's just 4 minutes. You should round up.
When Wike said in that same interview that in this electoral process, Obaseki have come to his house with Aswe Godalo to beg him for their support, and he refused them. Nobody talked about that. And he gave the reason why he refused them, stating that Obaseki is an ingrate. You know, Obaseki and Wike have always had a problem. After the election, Obaseki, poured sand in his face, and he gave Obaseki back. The backbones have been going on. Now election have come. You want the same Wike now to come and help you to influence people to vote for you. We should tell ourselves the truth. When we come up politics or inside this thing, if we want to say this thing, let us say it the way it is, not because you are trying to speak in favor of a certain candidate against another. Like I said before, when I was starting, you were able to point out a young man. I'm asking that a father made that statement to, who was saying that Obaseki this, Obaseki that. What about the Obaseki that said though election will be do or die? What can you say about that? Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yes, you are giving your submission. We have heard. Mr. Gontai, you're next. On mute.
No.
Are you?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
Okay. See, my whole take on this is, we just sitting here and it's like we're doing these politicians bidding. Like the young man that spoke before, PDP, APC. If you want to know the true state of Nigerian politics, you should have just watched the video that of the Esama's birthday over the weekend, where all these politicians were frolicking and laughing and throwing jabs at each other. They do not leave the dirty, antagonistic politicking to those of us who are childhood friends who grew up in the same neighborhood to be arguing and having catching feet and having high blood pressure over an affair that once they get in, right? Once they get into that seat or that power, they're not going to pick your call again. Are busy. Oh, I'll see you. Or they'll smile at you and walk past you. Do you understand? One thing you cannot get. So, what am I saying in essence? All these gimmicks and all these things that these politicians do perpetrate over and over again. I've seen it since 1999. I'll be junior, know. Since 1999, we've been part of this electoral process. We've seen it here. For every 4 years, they will come, argue, will talk around in circles. Once they get into power, babash, they lock up until another electoral. Even what's transparent between Obaseki and Wike, they get, before Wike came openly and revealed that Obaseki was just at his house or whatever. Tomorrow, he will still go to the same house. They'll still reach the same agreement. Or if they don't, they only have common interest. They don't have common enemy. So why would we now be saddled with that whole enmity amongst friends and peers that you grow up with? They worry about this politics. What we should focus on is what are they doing for us? as the entire politics is going to trickle down to the average Edo person, because we seem to be more bothered about. Look at the Aswe Godalo that the barren woman that Shomole will say, not being the hug the Aswe Godalo, they do high five. Eh? When Shettima came, is it not Obaseki that went to receive him? Are they not in opposition? Even the PDP chairman, if you watch closely, all of them were handshake, hugging each other, and smiling at each other. But they know what they are doing. They'll come on a campaign rally and talk all sorts of things so that you run with it and be, and by the time we leave this corner, some of us will be, having bearing grudge against one or the, another, one or two persons, and we'll start talking about it when these guys now collect, they collect wherever they do. So we should set our priorities straight and think right before we come dey turn enemies for another man headache. Thank you.
Thank you very,
Thank you.
thank you very
My
much.
host, I think Pa Kennedy wants to say something.
Okay, yeah, Papa Kennedy. I thought he's the information. Yeah, Papa Kennedy, the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you very much. Actually, the last speaker has just it's almost touched everywhere. I'm just kind of surprised the way our young men now take side with these politicians that are, dealing a lot of negative blows to the entire populace. Like the speaker before the last one, I think he's taking side with APC. So too much taking side with APC. For me, if Obaseki made that spurious statement, he should be blamed. Last week here we talked about, not last week, about 2 or 3 weeks ago, we talked about Obaseki not allowing APC to use the stadium, and some of us blame Obaseki for not allowing APC to use the stadium. We have to be fair. If Wike has to come out and make that assertion that the guy is his friend, if it were you, wouldn't you have done that? We have right to blame this guy for Wiki for coming out on national TV to make that kind of assertion. That is wrong. So we are just where we are. We continue to spin around in one circle. We are not going to move forward if we continue to take side with the people that are doing negative things to the society. We should blame, if it's APC, we should blame it. If it is PDP, we should blame them so that we can move forward. We are just going nowhere with this kind of politics. What what one of our brothers said. I watch this what is his name, Kodizugbo. I think I sent it to our host Tony. Kodizugbo was saying he was waiting for Obaseki. Kodizugbo is a figure in Benin. He's not just an ordinary person. He has held a very important position before in the palace. So those things should not be encouraged. Those people should be called for questioning. They should question them. They should not set the state ablaze. Whether Obaseki, whether Aswe, whether you see, I respect this Okpebholo because he has not made all those incendiary statements about anybody. I respect him a lot. But those people that are making incendiary statements, they want to incinerate the whole state, they should be called for questioning. So now me and you and our parents now go suffer now. Those people they not go suffer now. This is just my own take about it. So Tony, please you can bring somebody else in. So let me give chance to somebody. Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you very much, Park Ariva. We appreciate your submission as well. Yeah, we thank everybody. Yes, we all say at some point we all speak the same on the same tone. Yes, but as it is, we can only deliberate or discuss what we know or what we read. Yes, we see these people, they live their lives just like us. We all wake up from our beds. We all have our beds. We sleep, we have our dealings. But when we come here, we talk about politics. Yes, we talk about politics affecting something that connects all of us, regardless of our location, whatever. And those
My host, your network.
So when we bring some topics up, we talk about it. And the reason I came up with this PDP complaining about the Edo rec and what Wiki has said, because it is politics. A lot of things are being said. Wiki is a freedom of speech. Wiki has come to say, yes, is there anything wrong? Which it is not a crime to say yes. Is there anything wrong to influence anybody? Blah 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 blah. Yeah, the rec man is coming to Edo he works for INEC. Whether Wike puts him there or doesn't put him there, he will go to do his job, which is to announce an election that the people would need to participate in. That is number one. If they like, they send Conan the Barbarian, or they send Goliath from the Bible, or his brother, who is a giant. When they get there, the people must vote. Elections has to be held before an election result has to be announced. People are saying on speculations, the results have been written, blah blah blah, so blah blah blah. Those are tensions that they leave on ground. Let us allow the process take its course. Let us allow the process take its course. We are only bringing it to the forefront because PDP is complaining. PDP from the 90s on, PDP 99, the PDP never complained about the wreck or anything. Well, these are politics and these are the news we have on table. That is why we bring it to the House for deliberation. It is a bit of knowledge for us to learn. Anyways, as it is said, and there's something I like to. The reason we leave our hours to come here together is because, first, even as much as we like to educate ourselves, we come here because we want a better solution. We want a better outcome for our state, our country, for our people. And we come here to connect. Yes, we all don't have to have the same ideologies. We don't have to have the same, or we don't have to be from the same background, or we don't have to be from the same religion or tradition or ethnicity. But the reason we come here is because we want one goal. We want to bring ourselves together for a great outcome. That's why we see people of all ages. We are here. We are passionate about it. We devote our time. So when we discuss certain matters, doesn't mean we don't want to ask how we want to hold these people accountable for the next 8 years. Whoever is going to win an election now is going to be there for 4 years. Do the math. Add 4 years to how old you are now. Some people will be almost heading to their 60s. Some people will be heading to the end of their 40s. Some people will be heading to the mid part of their 50s. And what we should be asking ourselves is, time comes fast. How do we make good use of it? The show might be small. The governors might not take lessons from us. But when we put ourselves, when we start small like this, we will build a force that can say tomorrow, if a governor does not do it, we will make sure he does not continue his tenure after 4 years. This is how we build it. I want the best for humanity. It's not just because I'm from Edo. I want the best for humanity. I want a sane Edo where we don't have 6 policemen behind the hillocks pickup, not being regarded or respected. Because these guys should be given the best for the kind of job they do. It happens in other parts of the world where we copy and paste, where we use a template. But in our own country, it is different. Why are some things good? If you can buy a plane, you are using Air Force One, like the Americans do, like the Japanese do. Why are we not using the same police technology like the Americans do and the Japanese do? Why do we fail? Why will we clone some parts and don't clone the rest? When other countries have light, why don't we have light? So these are the things. Elections is not do or die in other places. Why is it different in our country? The police vote in other countries. Why don't the police vote in Nigeria? So these are the things we should check. These are the things. This is the reason why we are here. If we have it, there are always problems anyways in every part of the world. But right now, we are taking our time because a lot of our parents don't care what we are doing. A lot of our parents won't come up to show their faces or put their names on here. They'll live their life. They'll be like, I beg, I get my family and this, I go on my friend, and this is definitely my friend. Okay, I beg you, we chop. A lot of people don't do it. But when we come here to sacrifice our time, put our face on the line, talk about the
I host your network. I host your network.
You understand? We should get that fact first. We here. We all don't have to support the same candidates.
I host. Do you hear me? Do you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Yes. My network is break.
You get it.
Yeah, no, I'm done. I'm done. I don't know why my network is acting up. I'm done. Over to you, sir.
Sorry, I will get Aswan for governor in the house. I beg on mute. Mr. Aswan for governor.
Good evening, everybody. Now, here the day.
Good day, Alpha.
I did find out. Good evening. Good evening, Mr. Host.
Yeah, good evening. You don't change your name after for governor.
I greet everybody for the house.
It is my brother. Please give us a Joe.
Anyway, first of all, there is one statement you make, Mr. Host. You said PDP is crying like a baby. So I just want to let you know that I take exception to that. You know, that language is too sophisticated for a great party like PDP. You understand? If we are saying what is happening, to let the people know, or rather to let the world know, this is what is going on. It's not as if that the people are crying, oh, it has happened. We are just saying it. This is what is happening, so that the world will know, and everybody will put their eye on the election and see how everybody is going to play its part. Both the security agency, both the NIGERIAN and the CSO and whatever. So please, that statement needs to be corrected. Apart from that, for the police of 18, the issue that happened at the Benin airport, everybody saw what happened. There was a viral video, not one, not two, not three, on air, where you see people carrying different dangerous weapons. And these people are from a political party, and they identify themselves, which everybody know them. They were just saying the APC and their supporters were just saying the governor sent vigilante. For me, I don't know if anybody here has seen any video of any vigilante when they attack the APC supporter, or rather the candidate in the airport. Me, I've not seen any video, but there is a viral video going around everywhere when you see the APC supporters carrying arms. So that is the reason for people to believe that there are people who will definitely create mayhem and still be crying. Just about 3 days ago, the APC convoy kill 5 people, 5 young men
I bet use
in
the
Eastern
word on
Central.
use the word on the
5
life.
young men.
Yesterday,
Eh?
use the word by. Use the word by.
Yeah, okay,
Use the
sorry.
word by.
By 5 young men, I know it was not a deliberate act. It was an accident. But when you had an accident and you ran away, that is what we use as a local language, hit and run. So the person that is seeking the number 1 office in the state will do that kind of act, hit and run. And you are in the same local government, you are from the same local government with these same people. You don't care, you don't even bother to see the family, you don't make any statement about it, and you heard about it. And the family have contacted all the APC big fish. This is what happened. They try to defend themselves that they are not saying that the people are politicizing it. I don't understand when there is a survivor in the accident that see the convoy of APC when the incident happened. No, there are some things that you need to leave politics aside. When it happened, it happened. You find a way to solve it. Everybody knows that accident is an accident. There is no deliberate act say, let me just jump these people, because you don't know them, you don't even know who they are supporting. But by the time you don't care, that means it now became a deliberate act. So that's for that. For the governor's statement, they said, Obaseki said it's a do or die affair. He did not say that this election is either we win it or people must die. What the government means is that it's either you come and kill us or the people will prevail. Give us a free and fair election. That is the meaning of that word.
You get 30
But they
seconds.
just
30
call
seconds to
that.
round up. You get 30 seconds to
They
round up.
just cut that part. They put it on air. So for me, I think it's 5 days now to the election. So I don't have too much word to say. I believe on the 21st is between the people and the greedy politicians. This is not about APC and PDP. It's a revolution.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Adedede. But yes, I like the fact that you made a statement saying that it's not being politicized. Well, I think the driver is at fault. Whoever the driver is, because I don't believe the convoy had the convoy had the accident. It was practically a specific driver or one car that had the accident, and it's called an accident, which means it is not deliberate. The driver is at fault, not the candidate or not the APC or the people entirely. People don't leave their houses in the morning to say, today I'm going to have an accident, I'm going to make sure so I get casualties. So sentiments, there are some sentiments in it saying the APC convoy. No. A driver from the convoy, a driver has to be held responsible. The driver of the car has to be held responsible for the problem that's happened. Thank you very much for your submission. I still understand, because in a case like that, care should be given. Attention of the families should be drawn close with their security operatives. Thank you very much. Sorry, upper reporters, back to you.
Yeah, thank you so much. I listened to everybody's submission. I know say emotions they high. Everybody want to defend their candidate. Like I said before, both the APC and the PDP, they didn't make some certain careless words, man. The governor, he national governor, he defend the party and he wanted to defend his successor, but he didn't make some bold statement we're not supposed to make. Just my opinion. You have to choose his words carefully. First of all, the other day where the former president come for peace accord, which is not Java constitution, in the governor, they decide the statement, they not go sign. He has no stake. or dug in the fight. He would have maintained peace, laid grievances like insecurity in the town as the chief creator of the state. He will make sure say the town they peaceful, but instead they go forward the same man. He not sure say they go send a peace accord. He's not the state chairman of APC. He's not the contested candidate. He should be careful. It's a kind of things he put out there. And the other day for podium, he stand, they shout, say, man, it's do or die. You do not make that kind of statement. Not be your children or your cousins go do that day. Your own is to protect life and property. Is to assure the citizen, like Jonathan talk. No Nigerian life what is vote or what presidential has to say. This is the escalate situation. On the other hand, APC, all the former talk don't gather together. They don't have any strategy to win, only to win by federal mind. It's so funny and it's so absorbed that they talk openly federal mind. So if you move the federal mind, what next? That means they have nothing to offer on the polling vote. This not be what we're supposed to see for Edo right now. We shoot for peace. Yes, I'll say it on air. I'll say it now. Opaseki as a governor lack leadership skills. There are so many things he can put to unrest in a very easy move, but rather choose to go to the gutter. I do not understand. He is the governor of Edo State. He cannot stand on the podium and say, they are arresting my boys. If they arrested them again, then the state, the country will burn. So you have a voice. What is meaning voice? So you are having talks or what, or a militant. What does that mean? He's educated. Oh, sorry. Well, he failed to get up UI and he let my go. He failed to leave. So probably I don't understand the fake statement he's making. But again, we want our people. This election will be do or die. It's a peaceful election. Vote, defend your vote, and go home and sleep. We should not die in their war. We don't need this in Edo State. Right now, he's that is making mouth and he's begging international communities to make they come talk to the president for peace and fair election. If you know, say you want to go beg somebody else, go beg somebody else. Why not you just do it with your own mouth? Why don't you shoot for it on the podium? Why you will make mouth for front, go they beg for back? We don't need this in Edo. What APC is planning, what PDP is planning, we do not need it. Edo must survive. Edo must be as it be. It's not for lion tigers, and it's not for wicked politicians operating for their own selfish interest. This must stop, and this have to stop. And Tinubu, please don't burn our state for us. Let the state be free and fair. If you want to take the state, just take out from INEC and let's rest. The court, there are still case in court. If they can remove the provincial candidate before them, we don't only PC remain, then fine. We don't need all these basketballs. We get elderly ones for house. It's so sad. Yeah, the apple for my state. The presidency is 40 and the governor carry bigger fault not to de-escalate situation from the state we're in there. I leave it at that, my host. I'd like we should go to that topic we will get for ground. My host, can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm here. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for your submission. Was yes, I was just going through the dailies, and there are still more speculations on certain things. As I see now, they say the commissioner of police, Edo State Commissioner of Police, has debunked alleged ties with Wike. This is something I want to. This is a new one. This just came out a minute ago. Why is Wike being tied to Edo State politics? I don't understand. Now they said the wreck is his cousin. They're also saying that it was his idea or influence that the Edo State Commissioner was deployed to Edo State. The Edo State Commissioner by the name of Nemi Iwo. This man, the Commissioner of Edo State has come to dismiss such allegations linking his deployment to the states to the influence of the minister of the Federal Capital Territory. Where do this information come from? Are they trying to distract us? What is going on? Because honestly, in all honesty, these politicians have not really told us what we believe can transform our state. In all honesty, I know there are agendas and there are topics and there are everybody has this right of, well, what did the PDP do? The PDP released what's it called? A manifesto, yes, and the Labour Party. They have not said anything that has given us that ginger that will say, yes, these people are heading for something extremely different.
My host, sorry, I can engage you on this.
No, go ahead.
It's a clear matter to say. Clear matter, I say the three political parties, and let me say the truth, they have nothing in their agenda. One, they play victim game, and one, the opening, they talk, say, I must beat you, take out from you by federal might. Like you said, none of them talk about their manifesto. None of them talk about what's in the happen. There was flood in Benin. Of course, I understand flood everywhere. Nobody don't talk about how they want to challenge the problem of I call it ecological whatever. On. Rather, you all talk about interest, your own interest. How can a well-educated people be dancing on federal might? And how can a sound, intelligent people they do fitting game? Is that sympathy? Is that what we want right now? We don't even know what's going on in the state. They're distracting our people, causing division, causing enmity amongst the citizens in one room. Meanwhile, they are friends. These people are friends. Didn't you see them in Sama this thing? I'll be where they dance together.
I know what we have Osa and Mr. Osazu has hands up. Please,
Okay, go ahead.
Osa, Mr. Osazu, please hold on. Osa, you have your hands up. You have something to say it so that Mr. Osazu can speak as well after you. Mr. Osa, are you there? Okay, if you are not there, Mr. Osazu, you can speak.
You
so
see
that,
what? Yeah. You see what Tony was just saying? That's exactly my sentiment. It's something that I cannot just look past. Because each time I go on TV to watch all these people speak, they make all these exaggerated claims, all these sound bites that at the end of the day, those are not the real solutions, right? You mentioned the flooding. Flooding happens everywhere. Even in Maryland where I live, some counties have experienced flooding, but they kept experiencing it, and they provide a long-term solution, which has alleviated that whole problem. But at the end of the day, like Tony just mentioned, they will all gather, they will all banter, drink, and marry together, and leave the problem. They keep saying, "No, everybody came out with their manifesto." Came out with this manifesto. You ask them question on it. You start asking questions that are hitting home. They start getting upset, and they'll cut you off or say, "Oh, we don't have time. We don't have time." All those kind of stuff. If I'm expected to go to any of these websites, just like I do here, and look at whatever agenda or manifesto or promises they've made, and start hammering on it or ask questions, and I know I'll get a swift response. And I don't see it like that. You understand? Everything is just about interest. So, does that not now reflect on us to have a rethink on how we approach this kind of issues surrounding politics? Because we'll gather here now, maybe in the next 2 years, we won't even have anything to talk about until the electoral cycle will now start taking assessment. People will start making references to one or two things they've done. Why can't it just be a continuous process? At least, I like the way we're discussing politics here now, but when Bush comes to shove, whoever wins at the end of the day, we should be able to use, okay, you came out with this, your manifesto, use it as a reference point to hit on, ask them the real questions and see if we can be able to sustain it, because Should be told, whoever is going to win the election, they already know among themselves, or whoever. It's just a fight of who cheats the most or who is able to outsmart the other. That's what it's going to boil down to. I don't even see the people's will or mandate, because the way it seems now is like who has the police, who has the federal might, who has local thugs on their side. So that's what it's all about. I don't know. That's my submission. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Osa, are you there? Osa, are you there? Our barrister.
Well, Mr. Lottie,
Hello.
yes, Mr. Osa, you are there. Okay, thank you.
Everyone is saying is valid. However, we are faced with this situation and we have to decide which way to go. I've been listening to Tedo, and it appears Tedo is very upset with the two political parties, the APC and the PDP. Does that mean Tedo is in favor of the Labour Party? It's just a question. I'm not really asking him to answer, because he's been very critical of these two political parties, when in fact all of them are in the same boat. You know, no one has really come out to say how they're going to do whatever they want to do. But some have spoken more than the others. And I think, considering where we are and what we have to make a choice. I was expecting that this week we perhaps home in into what they have even presented to us and then discuss a bit more on it. Because we keep saying this one hasn't done that, this one does not, but what they've provided, what they've given to us, how can we even extray it and say, okay, well, looking at this, we think this person will be better for us, or this person has more credentials to govern the state. That's what I was expecting that we would do this week, instead of jumping on the media frenzy on what is not. The media would also always be sensational, so we should perhaps take a cue from what Mr. Zazua said. We're discussing politics. Let us drive this home. Oh, if this is what this person has done, okay, let us be able to hold them accountable, and then look forward to how we can even participate more in the next 4 years, or in the next cycle, even if it's the House of Assembly, even if it's the National Assembly. Let's, I don't know how else to say it. Let's stop just blame gaming and all of that. Let us participate more. There's no need blaming this or blaming that. Why are we sitting here and not doing anything about the blame? We can say all we like, but as long as we're not involved, nothing is going to change. It's a reality. So please, I think we need to move past the stage of blaming. This is how many episodes, Obizoje? This is the 60th or so. 58th episode. So what do we know about these three candidates so far that would say, right, we think this person will be better? How are we now even propelling to make the shortcomings of these three or the political parties? What do we think we can do differently or better? Then let's get involved in politics. That's just my contribution. Thank you.
Thank you, my
very
brother.
much.
Sorry, my host, Mr. Osa. I know System cannot respond, but the two political parties they do basketball, most of them are APC and PDP. Labour normal doing basketball. That's why they to call them, but not to say they support
No,
Labour.
Labour they do their own. No, now see you never hear them.
Okay, yeah, but I thought that would see for there. And again, this all banter. My great brother, the Eric one, you say, give you chance to speak. We will give you chance to speak, but I will speak on your behalf. Whatever rumor would hear about writing of votes, I'm not aware. But the opposite key you're expecting to show a ruthlessness, they beg the National Committee right now, make we get a free and fair election. I think everybody has to come down from the high horses and talk to presidency to allow Edo State will get peace for Edo State, free and fair election. We get to stop all this gragra. The governor, not fit do gragra right now. The APC, they do gragra everywhere. Two gragra not make any right. I beg anybody who knows Tinubu, tell these political talks, make them calm down, and make the governor not make any kind of statement again to aggravate any other person. We need peace in Edo State. Thank you. My host, go ahead.
Thank you very much.
Obizo, Obizo,
Yes.
sorry, I want to quickly say something just so that I interject it here.
Go
You
ahead.
know, all this talk of slander and all whatnot. You know, the Israel Gudalo, I just filed a lawsuit against Oshiomhole for the planway comments. you know, so all those are just diversionary tactics. And I don't know why you not discuss that. There was a planned campaign, a debate that the APC and PDP they never showed up, and you know, there was just a lot of talk going around that you know, I know, like Osa rightly mentioned, there are some people who have put their proposal forward who have spoken more than others, but there was a debate where it could have just been you know, the rallying point for people to finally make up their mind, which nobody showed up for. But instead, you know, one is coming up with a lawsuit, people coming up with different diversionary tactics just to take away from this main subject matter, which is what are you going to do for the people if elected? How are you going to do it? You know, those are not issues that are in the front and center now. It's all those controversy, lawsuit being far right, left, center. So is that not just telling us that we need to have a proper rethink on how we approach all these kind of issues and matters? Because somebody said this is the 58th episode. You know, after all the talk, you know, in any project or any assignment you're giving, you come to a conclusion and say, okay, you know, even if we are not supporting anybody, at least we know where everybody stands, you know, after that whole long-term deliberation and discourse. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Woo! Edo politics. Yeah. In as much as I concur with what everybody has said. Yes, because it's not the truth. The truth is this. The elections are going to be on Saturday. It's going to hold on Saturday. And after the elections, there will be a winner. So what happens next? That is the question. Now, it is sad that I hate to say it, regardless of our affiliations, our support, the system has been built where the people cannot hold their so-called elites, as somebody has mentioned.
Elected officers, you can't hold them accountable.
You can't hold them accountable. And I'm not using just elected officers, I'm using the elites, because some people are not elected, not all that are elected, some are appointed. Some grew up in ranks. Some were designated. And some said they were called by either our ancestors or they were called by God. These are leaders of the community, whether we like it or not. And as we grow older, we automatically become leaders of our community. Because when we start having children or a family, that is a community that is being built. So in us, leaders are created. It is sad that from what we have gathered or what we have been going through or what we have been practicing, the part where people are being held accountable for their actions and never have not been taught to us. Because we have a country where we have former governors who are billionaires, and we all know how it happened. And they have their friends too who didn't become governors but are still as elitic as the governors were. And these people, we know how it happened. How do you hold them accountable? Are we going to use the court Now they are saying, okay, the ballot is a strength for the common man. But when you have the police not being independent, the INEC not being independent, etc., which goes down to the bottom line, and these people are not neutral or independent, then how can we hold anybody accountable? If Aswa is voted in tomorrow, or Akpata is voted in tomorrow, or Monday is voted in tomorrow, where do we go to? Where do we go to ask them for accountability? Is it in the court of law? We walk march to the government house, or we go to his village, or go to his parents, or we go to Abuja? How do we do it? These are the questions that we need to ask. So people are saying, why not be a part of it? Go join political parties. It's a shame now for anybody in a normal environment to be a member of any of these parties. Yes, because we cannot go and join a party where leaders decamp for personal reasons. What do they expect us to continue to decamp with them because of their ideas? Or are you saying if I'm a Labour Party, a Labour member, and I see that my party leader has decamped, the person that okay, let us use a case of Peter Obi and his sheep or his followers. So if Peter Obi decamps tomorrow, what about the obedience? Are they going to decamp? So these things don't hold water anymore. It has been destroyed, it has been bastardized. So our voices are the only strength we have. That is why we say it. Because the institutions have become they have become non-neutral and they are no longer independent. You see somebody that you make sacrifices for a person, the person is not even, you are making sacrifice for a person, the person is not even ready to make sacrifice for himself. That is what it has come to. You see the candidates all frolicking with market women, artisans and all. Are they going to do so after they emerge governor? Will they continue to walk around playing table tennis or eating corn with their people? No. So how are you going to hold such a person accountable? A man will probably a 40-car convoy, running at the pace of 100 miles per hour.
Oscar, give it 2 minutes, please.
Yes, go ahead, my brother. Go ahead.
Okay. Before now, I tell upper reporter, if you want to see all the things that happen for this politics, mostly in this election, just stay neutral. You will see the whole nonsense. For the past 1 month, I've been listening to their campaigns. All they do is to insult themselves. See also, and man knows bad language. Like, see, you can't even pick out 1 or 2 things. You see the thing you are just explaining now. Oh, they go there, they take. Until they stop to give these people Bible and Quran to take oath of office, they should be giving them our native juju, meaning they swear. Since they hear kidnapping, you don't hear them kidnap any native doctor. They don't fear God, they get these people. They should be giving them our native Ogun, let them be swear. How can you go and hold somebody saying bring a manifesto? If your manifesto like me long from here, so like Mississippi River, when he enters there, he go do it in their mind. They don't even, that's why so many people come out with a manifesto and all that. Oh, he has capability. Ben Ayade was governor of Cross River State. He was a professor. Go and look at that state today. All these guys you see today, they were former this and former that. They go to that office and make mess of themselves. They're just the same human beings. They just come and tell us big talk. All this is their campaigning today. Go back to the 80s. Now the same thing our political leaders tell us those days. We will build roads. We will do this. The same promises that they don't keep. Until they begin give this food juju, they swear they're not go serious for this country. I mean, I saw this kind of these people will just laugh. And it's true. They'll go there, take out of office, and they go there, they make mess of themselves. You see, they're collecting large security votes and all that. And this is insecurity everywhere. And we'll come here, we fight. When they see themselves, they shake themselves and kiss each other on the cheek. You saw it last few days now. And we'll come here, we'll fight ourselves, we'll become enemies to somebody because maybe 1 or 2 things they favor you. 1 year from now, you will see all these people campaigning for the person going for the election. Next day, if something don't reach their hand, they will come back here to be complaining. Oh, because of this one, because of that one. All these recycling these guys. These guys are just recycled politicians. No new mind. They don't even talk about new things like green energies and renewable energies and all that. That's the key pattern of thinking. No good ideas. Sometimes you want to listen to their what they call it, their campaigns. You would hear threats. As if when they go fight war. Who now won't kill? Somebody who wants serve, go one killing people. You don't even struggle to take power. And now they don't resort to propagandas or no propagandas. I asked one question which none of them don't answer me. Was this INEC rec appointed yesterday? This guy has been there for over 1 year, for Christ's sake. When I no raise alarm, when Erufai was to be confirmed in the Senate, people wrote petitions. Why no write petition against this guy? Every state nominated somebody to INEC. That was who River State brought out. Who wrote petition against the guy? And the Senate declared the guy and they transferred him to what they call it, to Edo State. When they were asking Wiki, oh, did you influence this guy's appointment? He said, will I influence the appointment of my enemies? So you understand? You had the opportunity over 1 year to petition these things. You know, don't just few days to election and they complain. That's what I'm talking. Nigeria, if you favor you, now connection. If you don't favor you, now corruption. The same people crying today, now tomorrow, maybe this in favor them. Now you hear them say different things. That's why I just decided this election, this period. Let me just watch this one and see what they are doing. And you see them see all sorts of rubbish, counter each other. Families are now becoming enemies to themselves. They don't make a do they so tribal. Like you enter I enter some Zoom meetings. I cry for my state. I cried. They don't go so tribal. They insult people. Children don't even know the elders again. You see somebody because you just get one Android phone or something, you're insulting your senior. Just come here and begin insult the upper reporter or the host because we did the same platform. So this thing just they tiring. I just wish our people well that they will just go on Saturday and vote and let it be peaceful. For me, I just they tired. I don't lie you. I have not seen anything. No substance. No substance. For real.
Thank you. Thank you. Also
Mm,
get Sake for house.
yeah, I
And John
think
Bosco.
Sake and John Bosco just came in. Maybe they were in a meeting before. Sake, Mr. John Bosco, welcome to the studio. And Sake, the topic is Edo. Yes. We've spoken about several things, but we talked about removing Orderlies from Oshiomhole. That is just simple. We talked about the new INEC rec. But you see, that is it. Somebody just explained the INEC rec has been there since. Nobody has cried. Because when I said Edo PDP is crying like a baby, somebody said no, they are not crying. They are crying. A week to election, you are crying that someone that has been transferred there over a year ago or almost a year ago, even if it was 6 months ago, the man has been there doing his job. You are complaining, you are not crying because it's 2 days, 6 days to election. What is that for pity? Well, that is what we are talking about. Then the PDP says they should change him. INEC says they cannot, that his rec is the INEC rec for Edo State. Then there's the commissioner of police. They said he was deployed because of Wike. The man has debunked it, and he said that is bogus. So Sake, are you there? Unmute yourself and just give us
I'm here. I'm here.
the random.
Good evening.
Yes,
Good
brother.
evening, Obizo J. Good evening, Tony. Good evening, everyone in the house. Like you rightly said, I came quite late, even though you've given a roundup. But just I'll be asking lots of questions. I'm not expecting anyone to answer them here, but if they can, it's okay. You know, like those of us in the legal profession, you don't just hear one side and make your judgment. Okay, I always give people the benefit of doubt. The Edo State PDP that is crying foul, foul all of a sudden. There's no smoke without fire. So we can't completely shut them down. We can't completely say, why are they crying now? Okay. So if they see certain things now that is now beginning to show the hands of Wiki with his wreck, they will cry out. I remember in 2015 when there was a rumor that the INEC chairman went to Dubai to meet with Atiku then Atiku was supporting the SY president. Everybody was like, whisk it away. Even Jonathan. Jonathan said he doesn't care because a lot of his supporters were like, remove him. That was Professor Jega. Remove Jega because they cited him in Dubai with Atiku. He said, no, he won't. If Jega wants to do whatever he wants to do, it's his business. All right. And at the end of the day, whether Buhari won outrightly or Jega, skewed the result is God knows. They know what they did. So for me, if PDP is crying, we shouldn't just whisk it away. Right. Well, I know it's not today the man was appointed. He was appointed over a year ago. If when he was appointed and they didn't know much about him, all of a sudden the news about him came because of some certain activities that they now know, some certain information they now know, and they want to cry. Yes, they can cry out. But I like the last speaker that spoke. Okay, by saying if you look at every one of them, all of them, for me they are the same thing and Apex. They are one and the same. There's none different from the other. Some people will say it's APC, PDP, or PDP. Yeah, so they are the same, right? We will demand more from them. Okay, the way they are playing politics in Nigeria and the way they played it in those states is rather appalling, very appalling. Okay, blame gaming, propaganda here and there, lies here and there. It's like soap opera. They just throw some spanner in the wind and all of us begin to talk about it. All right, we get carried away. There's a lot to be done in that state. A lot. I still keep saying, the best that what's his name, Obaseki has done, the best Oshiomhole has done, for me, is not enough. I believe with the resources they've had, they could have done more. They could do more. So I'm not really fancied by all their lies and propagandas. Let them tell us what they want to do, not just what they want to do, how they want to do it. I'm more concerned about that. I haven't seen that. It's just in the surface. I haven't seen them a very detailed person. None of them, none of the candidates. Akpata a little bit, right? But these other two big wings is all about, this one drags this one. This one is the orchestrator of plan where, and then he's showing the next day. Oh, this one did not go to school. He has four different dates of birth. I mean, that's not what I want to hear as an Edo citizen. I want you to tell me what you can do, how you intend to do it. What I wish I would hear how many any of them that will come to say we have this number of schools in Edo State. So far, Oshiomhole did this number of schools. This number of schools are left undone. Obaseki did XY number of schools. Now, for the number of schools left that is yet to be done, is catering for how many students? This is the amount we need to fix it, to get it to the state that we want it to be. This is where I intend to generate money for. All this money that is being generated here. This is the amount I want to spend for this. Okay, for security, Obaseki said he did command and control. Okay, command and control. How has he solved our problem? What has he done? How has he curbed the security challenges that we have? All right, this is what I want to do. I've gone to ABCD, villages or towns or whatever. I've met with the traditional rulers. We want to set up this. This is the number of men we need. This is the amount we need to train them. I want to see clear details of what they want to do. We have deficit of hospitals. As at today, this is the number of health centers we have. This is what they have. This is what they don't have. This is what it's not there. This is the amount we need to get it there. This is in my first year. This is how much I can spend. In my second year, this is how much I will generate. I haven't seen those details. Nothing from anybody. So for me, it's really sad. It's really sad. I hope and wish we can go beyond this, razzmatazz that we are seeing today. All right. So my on the final note, so I can give others the floor. My advice, if they can hear us on this platform, is that as they go out on Saturday, please, like Jonathan said, no politicians is worth anybody's blood. And those citizens go there, cast your votes in a civil manner. If they want to start to fight, go home. Don't kill yourself. Don't be in the mix of their stray bullets. It's not worth it. I pray and hope that we have a successful outing and the true winner is declared. Thank you. That's my submission.
Thank you very much, Sake. Thank you very much for your submission. You have give it to us as you have seen it. We have John Bosco in the house. John Bosco, what is your submission on the matter?
Good evening, guys, and welcome into the house. What he said, I mean, what Sake just said he said it all. You know, these politicians need to do better in giving us details on what they really want to do. But sometimes you won't blame them because the electoral system is flawed in the sense you can't hold a politician accountable after elections. If they don't do whatever they say they want to do in 4 years, the next 4 years they'll still win an election. And that's why you see a politician can come out on TV and boast that I will create problem for states, a political crisis in any state, because they have the capacity. Because votes don't count. Sometimes they just write results and post it there. I hope that's not what's going to be the outcome of a Edo State issue on, because I hope, hopefully, like Sake said, let the best candidate win, you know, and let the votes count. You know, for the one about the resident rec, they say it's Wike's cousin. Maybe the first time when they brought him, maybe they weren't having issues with Wike until they started having issues with Wike, then they started complaining about the rec. You know, they say there's no smoke without fire, you know, but hey, hopefully the rec will do the right thing on election day. And like Sake said, go there, cast your votes. Wait for them to count your vote, but they begin to fight, shoot gun. Please go to your house. Nobody's like he said, Jonathan said, that nobody's blood is worth any vote or something, you know. So we hope for the best and hope for the better for Edo State. And I hope everybody goes out to vote. Don't sit in your house and be scared and say, oh, they are going to do the no. Go out and vote. Because if you don't vote, you'll be the one to cry. You'll be the one to regret it. Because people are already suffering in Nigeria right now. You don't want to add more sufferings to yourself in Edo State from the one that's coming up from the federal government. So that's my take for today.
Yeah, thank you very much, John Bosco. I think with the high tensions, everybody is now giving a peaceful advice. Go and vote. Yes, and for clarification purposes, a guy just told us that he was appointed about the rec. The INEC rec was appointed about a year ago, but transferred to Edo recently. That is the reason why this has triggered attention on the news. He was just appointed to Edo recently. He has been appointed rec a while ago, but well, this is politics. Although when we say this is politics, but doesn't mean it has to be dirty. When they say politics has to be free and fair when it comes to the basics, when it comes to elections, when it comes to picking people, when it comes to making decisions. We cannot say because it's politics that we have to accept criminality. Criminality should not be a part of it. Good, a lot of people see personal interest in politics. A lot of people, especially from where we are from, or especially coming from us. Let me not use the long words. We're coming from us. We think because it is politics, and you have to be in a ruling party, so it has everything has to go your way. That is why you see full-grown men, full-grown parents decamping or jumping from one party to another. Well, politics should be played well. It should, yes, we know their interests, but it should be played according to the same books. Yes, we have another person in the studio by Nancy Obaza. Nancy, do you have anything to say on these matters? Please unmute yourself because we cannot hear you. Unmute yourself and make sure. Do you have anything to say on these topics? Okay. Welcome to the studio. Do you have anything to say on the topic?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear.
Yes, for sure. Sure. Good evening, everybody. Good evening, dear hosts. Good evening, Mr. Tony, and everybody else. I just wanted to say that I've been listening to everyone, and I think everyone is doing great, contributing what they feel, their opinions, and everything. And I think everyone is right in their own standpoint. But the important thing is that those things has to be great. We have to come together and find ways to make Edo State great. It's our home. We cannot run away from it. We can't say that because we have the privilege to be in a different location that we are going to pretend as if it's not affecting everybody one way or the other. Because if we all had if I had my way, I would be in Benin. We will all not Japa, you know. So, and like the gentlemen have said, they are all APC and PDP, they are all the same, cut from the same cloth. And as a gentleman said 3 minutes ago, when Ayade was, before he became governor, he was a professor. But when he became governor, he was a mess. And when they put the rec for the INEC guy a year ago, nobody said anything because probably when they put him for themselves, but when they now correct, now he's a threat. So what we will do as fellow Nigerians and good people of Edo State is to advise our loved ones. Politics is not worth dying for. We have our parents there, we have our loved ones there. That's where our history is. We cannot deny it. So we advise our people while we're disagreeing to agree. At the end of the day, it's not what killing ourselves for, because like a gentleman also said, at the end of the day, these politicians are all friends. You see them in parties, their children marry each other, and all those crazy stuff. So what we will do is go out and vote. Defend your vote according to Tony said, but if you can, in my opinion, don't defend it with your life. And then go home and watch the news, or if you have light, or listen to the radio. So
Thank you. Thank you very much for submission.
everybody. Thank you, and I think the host Antonio, you guys are doing a great job.
Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. We appreciate your submission.
We thank you. We thank you very well. Only say if you give me mommy soup from this show. I do time for like stop now, but all the same, we hope make the good person win so that we feel on Naija come chop mommy soup. Thank you, Nasi. Thank you again. Thank you for supporting the show. Thank you.
Yes.
Go ahead, Nancy. You have
Yes.
something to say?
No, I think she has completed herself. The thing is that we all have the same standpoint. We all have the same ideologies. We all have the same. Now, let us start thinking of how can this work? Everybody wants to get accountability from our politicians. How can this work?
Mr. Moderator, observation. I know I
Yes,
raised my
okay.
hands, but I know time is fast spent, so I needed to observe you.
Okay,
So
go ahead.
yes, I know I've listened to everybody talk about rec and the rest, and talk about how they. I remember our brother who called finally said that when he listens to the youths of these days talking, his mind is always pained and many things are happening around him. So I've heard everything. An election is just 5 days away. I know that the next uh, episode will be at the eve of the election, which will be like the night when the ballot papers are already moving around and people are working. So then we would have been on the finals. They would have known whether those people who are here talking that heaven will not fall, whether they are back in their villages with their voters card, or they are still in their comfort zones around the world, hoping that some people will help them vote and change the narrative. So, but let us see what we play out. But there's something I want to say. If we keep saying government this, government that, I asked a question earlier today with a group of friends, and I said, from 1999 up to this very day, have any new school, not renovation, new school been built in the full of Edo State? New public school, whether primary or secondary, has anyone been built in Edo State? We have leaders that we come here and fight for and praise and call them God sent because we are angry with some people. But these leaders have not been able to show us 1% of what governance is supposed to be, but still we continue to praise them. I can guarantee you that the population of Edo State as at 1999, before the inception of democracy, was 1 million to 3 million people. As it stands now, it's 5 million to 6 million people. No new school. When there's increase in population, it means there's new settlements across the state, which means there are people living in some distance area from schools. No new school has been built. The only thing that these schools are renovated for is for polling units. Now, the same people are going to still trek from their distant houses to these schools that have been existing since the 60s and go and vote for these same leaders who they think are God sent. It is only very sad that we come here and criticize ourselves, fight ourselves, all in the name of these same leaders. So by the end of this election, I hope that we can come together and really ask ourselves what we are really doing to change the narrative, because we have agreed that the way this politics is and the kind of people who we are seeing probably have their ways. So we should start taking responsibility of the actions, because I believe we are getting up to that age. Nevertheless, I don't want to bore anybody with the discussion. I want to encourage all of us that, like everyone is saying, like you said, everybody is saying peaceful election, peaceful election. Go out, defend your vote, escort the materials to the final destination, and get your result. At the end of the day, I encourage you to vote your choice. And I want to say again, I wish my party the best of luck. I understand the rec has come, and the rec is a fit and proper person who has been picked by the institution, and he will deliver his job. And I wish Okpebholo a wonderful outing and a successful one at that. Have a nice day, moderator. I hope we are
Thank you
here
very much.
Friday, or if we are on
Yes,
our
no,
way.
I think on that we might have a session on we might have a session before Friday and probably one on Saturday, because we'll beg the people to try and it's 1 week to election. It's 5 days to election. We'll try as much as possible to create the active in this process. So the early hours of Saturday, Nigerian time, we'll have to utilize you to try to put ourselves into a bit. So you guys get ready. I know it might affect our Saturday mornings. So we try to put ourselves into on Saturday. And we'll let you guys know before Friday, probably have one session, maybe on Wednesday or Thursday before the election, because news will pop up and we'll just have a bit of deliberation and time for people to campaign for their candidates on the program.
Moderator, do you mean time for people to earn their fees on behalf of their candidates?
Yeah, you can. That would be
Moderator, another thing you should do on that day, anybody that wants to come to the panel should please show his voter's card, or they should go and be making phone calls from.
No, but basically,
you've earned your fees. It's okay. Let's move on.
Basically,
you cannot be coming here to criticize government and the civic responsibility you should have, which is the voters card. You do not possess it.
Why don't you go to Nigeria yourself? Why didn't you travel?
Exactly.
Why didn't you travel to go and vote for you? Are you not a party leader?
We all have our voters card. We all have our voters card.
Yes, when it comes to voters card, yes, a lot of people in diaspora they cannot use it. That means they don't have it. Yes, and even for me, I still have my like I said, I told you last time. I'm supposed to go for the elections. I still have a few days left, and I keep my moves in check. It doesn't matter at this point in time. Voters card, no voters card. You have support. You have your reasons, and basically, when you are giving your support for wherever candidate, we might ask you, why are you supporting the candidate and what do you think he can bring to the table? So
but moderator, it's not stones that are going to vote. So if the election favors a certain candidate tomorrow, people will start rigging, whereas the majority of the people didn't even have voters card who are even on that side. So that is why it's important we should start correcting these ills. You understand? Before you start criticizing and complaining, go and go and observe your civic responsibility by having a voter's card, so that when your vote is counted,
it is proper. Everybody,
don't sit down in your comfort zone and think you won an election that you did not win.
No, nobody does that. I know social media can breed such kind of people, but
sorry. So a quick observation. To what you're saying, certain things that I'm just trying to put together. Are you talking about the political party supporters or the citizens that are going to vote? Because these people, they are exactly. We're looking at the populace who are going to vote. But it appears people is just focused on the political party supporters alone.
No,
they are just a handful.
No, he's talking about voters in general. He's talking about voters in general.
An opinion polls. Why I'm saying this is this: if we do an opinion polls for the last 3 months of this program, the people who have been for and against, you will find out that you have a majority of maybe 60 or 70% being for. And
but it depends on where you. It depends on the survey. It depends on the people you
round up. But at the end of the day, if you go by say, let those 4 show their voters card, you will find that not even one is even within the confines of the polling unit to vote or even have.
So the question is,
the ones who are supporting the other side, who are 30%, 20% of them possess voters card, and probably are in their localities right now.
No, but that's not correct. That is not correct.
No.
That is not correct. Because there's no yardstick for you to measure that 30%.
More are the ones who are
because you're not even in town to even say that.
Thank you. So if you're calling us from Nigeria now, we understand.
You don't even know where I am.
Exactly, you're not even know where I am.
If you're calling from Nigeria now, we understand.
So if we take the statistics right now, you're not even in town.
No,
so you're for Toronto Highway. They tell us.
I'm happy the moderator has said that they will be Toronto on Saturday and we will be able to on our cameras. Then we will know where we are that day.
Exactly. Yes, let us on Saturday will be on Saturday we try to follow through real time, and on Saturday, like I said, but again before the next episode we'll try to have a special one. So have everybody in the house or deliberate more.
Again, Mac, I quickly reply per Kennedy. He asked me how many schools they don't build for my city for the come up for the past 10 years. Per Kennedy, for the last I checked, I think it's for the past 100 years. And I don't think don't build any new school for my city.
Same with me. They've not built any new school, and the population is exploding. They've not built any
For
new
like
school.
the past 100 years. And I think
No, but yes, I think schools are being built, but it is not used as campaign tools in our environment. I can tell you where I live now. Yes, certain schools have been built, new schools, public schools. There's expansion. There's always expansion, and schools are being built in certain places. It depends on the part of the town you live.
Thank you,
or
Mr. Moderator. You have answered the question. When there's
part
an
of the
expansion
country,
in an area,
the
a
part of
new school
the
is built to accommodate those places. When you
Me,
leave
I am
center
telling
place,
you, in my area, they've not built any new school.
is it
Instead,
a
they're
new
putting
environment?
listen,
Is it a new
no,
area
in my
living?
county,
Yes,
is
because the
we
school
in the
district
in
city.
is
my
still close to you.
listen,
But when
even if
the city is
it's a new
expanding,
area,
there's
they
new
don't
schools.
build.
Edo State has been expanding from GRA to Ugbo and even to
List,
the villages,
they,
hinterland. How many
they
schools have
have
been
to
built in those
maintain. They
areas?
have to maintain the ones they have before they start building new ones. They've not maintained the
Yes,
old
but
ones. So they should start
Who
building
has
new
been the
schools.
leaders who have failed to maintain it for the
Oshomole
yes,
past
is a
yes.
lead.
20 years?
Oshomole was there
No,
for
no.
8
Is
years.
it me?
Let's not call names. Let's of politicians. Let's say things as it is. First of all, Edo State or the government has its deficiencies when it comes to getting teachers. You cannot be building school when even the existing schools don't have enough teachers. That is the truth. Then when you say population increase, the population might be increasing in Benin, doesn't mean it's increasing in Gbobahili. A lot of people might be running from Gbobahili to come to Benin. A lot of people might be running from Eho to come to Benin. A lot of people might be running from Ira to go to Urekme. So with those kind of things, schools, before you start building schools, you should have proper provision for the existing ones. We have issues of teachers in Edo State. You cannot be building new schools when you don't even have enough teachers for the existing schools. So I'm not defending government. I'm just saying that is a good question from Mr. Tupo, but we have to understand the answer as it may be. People don't even want to teach because they feel the young people don't want to teach. People don't want to. Nobody wants to. It is difficult to find teachers. And secondly,
Medical doctors don't even want to go to the hospital in Nigeria. So what are we
yes,
not talking about?
secondly, you have to have teaching as a person before you go into it. So people just do it because of survival. That is not proper. Because it is not easy to teach 30 people in a class with 30 different characters from 30 different homes and 30 different upbringing. Teaching is one of the most difficult occupations in the world. So when you see people doing it abroad, so those people, they have passion for it. It's not about the money. But some people in Nigeria, they'll just say, okay, imagine you're bringing a person to teach your children and the person cannot compose a proper text while you are chatting with the person on SMS. You want to say because they write BCOS. They cannot even spell properly. And you want them to be teachers. So now it takes the government to do those screening. When you do those screening, you can't get enough for the schools we have. So why build more? That's my own thing. I hope that answers Mr. Tupo. But everywhere around the world, yes, there's a new school that was built down the road in my house, a new one.
Another thing, even in the Western world, like in America, most of the schools that is property tax. When your property tax is going up and they're raising enough revenue, then they build schools. In my area, they've not built any new school for a very long time. Instead, they even have some trailer. They bring trailer this thing into their schools to accommodate students. It's not just, I think it's just easy to just get a land and start building school. You have to think about all the logistics and everything that comes into building a school. It's not just we just want to build school because we want to build school. You have to raise enough money. Like you need enough property tax to be able to build schools. So when you don't have enough property tax, because you have to pay those teachers, you have to maintain those schools. Maintenance of those schools. It's just the way the problem is that the way we built our schools back then, it's not the same way it is now. Yes, the population has increased, but the way they build schools then is not the same thing. They are going to build schools now. If you look at the way they build schools in the Western world, they build schools to last for years and accommodate people.
Yeah, that is exactly what I'm trying to say. It is not the way they build schools here. You build a school, no matter how, you don't compare, you don't say want to build 5 classrooms. You build a big school to take whatever capacity, and you try to fill it up. And these schools are not being filled in 1 year. They are filled over time. And remember, it goes on grade. It goes on grade. So people graduate from the school remains. And that school is probably able to take 3,000, 4,000 people at a go. How many schools in Nigeria can really take in how many of these schools
and
can
the
really
problem
take?
with Nigeria is that there's no town planning. They just build things the way they want to build.
Yes, and there's a sad story. There's a start. I want to bring before we go, we have hit our 2-hour mark. Sorry, I hope everybody will issue on this school thing. There was a building collapsed in a Kosodi in Benin after a downpour, a heavy downpour over the weekend. Glad to say, according to the news, no one died. There were students living in the building. According to what I heard, even the landlord of the child of the landlord of the house had his child living in that same building, but nothing happened. She was rescued. They were rescued. Again, when it comes to, I'm happy nothing happened to the people. But when I saw a picture of the building, I was in shock. We know there are hard times in the country. We know a lot of things are going down. We know yes, rice is 200,000 naira for a bag. But please, we have to still check ourselves. You cannot just say because you want to start collecting rent from people, you put them under bridges. Because Nigerians should understand that the fight is against poverty. We are not fighting ourselves. When we talk about our politicians, we don't hate them. We just want them to put the right things in place, put the right institutions in place. Houses are not being built well anymore. People want to do cheap to get 100%. Now, the planning, I don't know who I'm to hold, if it's the landlord or the tenants or the government. The planning in Edo State when it comes to infrastructural development on private homes these days is a catastrophe. People are building on canals, people are building on roads, people are building on wrong properties, people are building walls that can hold water. I remember the so recipes, a friend of mine talked about, I asked him when I saw him, I said, how's your father? He said, oh, the father called him some days ago and was, the video call. And their house in Benin, in GRA, fell because the neighbor constructed something. I think they built a store in front of their house, and there was this heavy rain, and had a bucket of water in their neighbor's house that couldn't hold, and it fell into their own compound, falling their fence flat, and it affected their house. So I don't know who we have to come to this, but people, please, because some people have 10 houses in Benin, some people have 20, everybody's a landlord. Try to go for standard. You don't have to build a 5,000 room house if you don't have the cement for it. Because what goes up must come down. The landlord of that house had his or her child in that building, and the building collapsed. She could have been a victim too. Or she was a victim, but thank God nobody died. She could have been one of those.
Mr. Moderator, the truth is about this is this. We have government in place. And maybe we focus too much on other things because government is not just one small piece of meat, okay, maybe like fuel or petroleum product. Government is all encompassing. It involves a whole lot. But we see these are government officials just dwelling on one particular thing morning to night. And all of us find ourselves chasing that thing. And every other thing is collapsing. So, like what you are talking, building approval, town planning, all those things are part of governance. But people still come and praise the government and tell you the government is this. Whereas there's no town planning, nothing.
But they don't enforce it
Nothing.
because the
Even
big
as
men
at
still
the 80s,
they
there was
flaunt
still a
it,
level of planning. That's why we could even have the water storm project, because it was part of the rolling plan of Okpebholo of the 70s, which had 3 phases. You understand? Both for housing, other infrastructures, and the rest. And you could see the way they positioned the schools we had as at that time. Almost all houses were close to the school, so you could walk to the school. But I can tell you now that the school that is closest to my house in Benin, the public school closest to my house, I have to. You can't just allow a child trek to that kind of school. But normally, a school district is supposed to be close to you. So the government is supposed to be proactive in making schools available. You don't need to say the capacity of the school must reach 1 million before you build another one. What is important for everybody to be guaranteed education is proximity to that education, access to it. So when government is talking, these are the things that we should be talking about, not their personal discussions of how a rector is appointed as the INEC chairman. No, what have you done? 24 years of democracy or 26 years of democracy. What is it that we have seen as that we can hold on to and say this is what we gained during the democratic era? Nothing, just violence. So
Thank you
I
very
don't know.
much.
Please,
Thank you
moderator,
very
is
much.
there shortage
No,
of schools in Edo State?
no, there are no shortages of schools in Edo State.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for coming to the
There is a whole
program,
lot of
everybody.
shortage of schools in Edo State. I can tell
Okay.
you that for a fact.
Okay, I've not seen any data or any complaint. That's why I answered no,
People don't
because I
complain.
know from the calculation, maybe you're talking of public schools, but
Yes,
there's
but that is the most important thing that
practically a
guarantees
school,
everybody access
there's
to
practically a school on
public.
every street. And that's the way, because in the mornings you see uniforms, children going to school. They still have education in Edo, like they used to do from
But
old times.
the private schools cannot
Still
guarantee
love.
free education. It's only the public schools
No,
that
I don't think
guarantee
the public
poor man's
schools
children free
even.
education.
Yeah, the public schools give a bit of free education.
Please, moderator,
Yes.
one last question before I shut my mic.
So a whole
This
lot
is at
needs to be
this is
discussed when
at
it comes to
Tukbo. Tukbo, did you
governance.
attend a public school or a private school?
You know? I think going forward after the elections are over, we will have a lot of topics to
No.
talk
Tukbo,
about.
please,
They
I have a
ask you
question.
question now.
Tukbo, did you attend a public school or a private school?
Thank you.
Thank you
Tomorrow
very
turn
much.
them and done for that one. Tomorrow turn them and done for that one. Thank you.
I rest my case.
You know,
No,
sometimes
moderator,
Tomorrow
it
turn them
might be
and done.
funny.
no,
But
it's
if
not
you
me.
hear
Don't moderate. Don't call moderate. Don't call it. A question was asked to you, friendly question. I'm not sure. Also, stop firing shots at other panelists, please.
what
No, I
was the
did not. I just
question?
asked.
I'm
Now I
not with
just
my
want to know
glasses, so I
about my
probably
friend.
cannot
Okay,
read.
please, Tupo, are you there? Mr.
Yes.
Osa, please ask him again.
My good friend, Mr. Tukbo.
I'm not
Did you?
hearing him. Can you repeat his question?
Okay, let him. Okay, Tupo, Osa, ask your question. I will rephrase.
Maybe you can only hear Obizo J. Please, Obizo J, can you kindly ask Tukbo if he attended a private school or a public school? Thank
I
you.
did
Mr.
not hear.
Tupo,
I did not
Mr.
hear.
Tupo,
Yeah,
Mr. Tupo,
yeah.
can you hear me?
Yes, very well.
Mr. Osa has asked, did you attend at any time a private or a public school during your educational days, apart from Ambusali
Shettima.
University?
Well, when I was growing up, my first school before I went to Word of Faith was a public school in my locality. You
What was it
understand?
called?
But at the end of the day,
Does it still exist? Does it still exist?
I think probably the administration of Adams Oshiomhole renovated the school then. It
What
was
is the
already
name
a
of the
primary school
school?
behind the Orekeni Market at Okpebholo. I think
Oh,
I think Oshiomhole renovated it as at then. So, but after then, when we moved away from that neighborhood, I went to Word of Faith, and that was the benevolence of the God who made it possible for my parents to put me in that school. So, nevertheless, it's not everybody that possesses such an opportunity. So it doesn't mean because I am being guaranteed a private education means I will not speak for those who don't have that privilege. You understand? That is what is
Okay,
killing our politics.
so the
When
thing
people
is,
have
you
the
even
benevolence of the
attended
God to have broken their
private
coconut for them,
school
they feel
many,
that
many
any
years
other
back
person that has not been able to get a coconut broken
when
is an
Obaseki
idiot.
was not even, when
However,
he has not
the
even dreamt of
emergence
being
of
a governor.
Okpebholo and Dennis Idausa will change that narrative and will
Are
guarantee
you
you freedom
campaign? Are
for
you
all.
campaigning here?
Thank you. Have a
No,
very
he
good
wants to,
Thank you
day.
he's
very
ending
much.
his fee. He's ending his
Thank you
fee.
very
It's
much.
okay.
Thank you very much,
Leave
Mr.
it.
Tupo. You are not on the ballot, so the questions should not be coming to you, Mr. Tupo. And thank you very much. We have to round up now. We have done 2 hours, 30 minutes. And thank you for coming to the studio, taking our time to give your passionate speeches, your passionate submissions on this program. We are a family. Elections are going to come on Saturday, and they are going to be over by Monday next week. I only hope for. I hope my Oga Oropota upper reporter, sorry, will not have a flyer of court cases as the topic for that week, because we know what happens after elections. Everybody will be in court. Then some lawyers will not be able to they will not be able to attend the show because they'll be
And there's
writing
a pending
briefs.
court case on the 20th. Hope you know, Obizoje.
What pending court case?
The magistrate summons now that was sent to one
On
of
Friday,
the candidates.
on Saturday, I was sent on Friday. Yes,
Yes, so now he has to appear now.
yes, nothing was said today because practically a holiday in Benin, in Nigeria.
Exactly.
So I think
Yeah.
there was probably tomorrow the news will give us more
On that. Okay.
hints on it. But well, we have done our part. We thank you all for coming. Hopefully, like I said, Wednesday or Thursday, just you guys be prepared. We'll try our best to reach out for another episode before the Friday edition, so we can discuss more on politics and defend our candidates this time. Come to campaign. It will be an open floor for everybody to make submissions on what you think about your candidates and tell us. No criticism, please, no attacks. Just come, campaign for your candidates and tell us what you think and your reasons for the support. We have done it. We have done our best. My African proverb. Sorry, my African proverb is this: no matter how big a child is, he cannot deny that he was once carried on the back of a mother or a woman. Yes, which means no matter where you are today, someone actually carried you there. Someone there. So you didn't find yourself where you are. So whether you're a politician, yes, whether you're a supporter, yes, it was somebody that actually filled your political APC, PDP, Labour card and handed it over to you. If you like, you can be the governorship candidate or the secretary to the party or whatever. We all started from somewhere. These are called humble beginnings. So it is left for everybody to do this. No matter where you find yourself, we know where we want to head. Always remember where you are coming from. That should resonate every time you want to do anything. Always remember where you are coming from. My brothers and sisters, co-debaters and fans of the program, we appreciate your time. We hope to see you again by midweek or after. Enjoy the week ahead. Thank you.